Hello brothers and sisters, welcome to another episode here on Dangerous African Confessions HD. We appreciate the time you spend to watch these videos. Means a lot to us as a team. And it encourages us to continue to bring these confessions to you, our cherished viewers and listeners, as one family. Also, we appreciate your subscription and likes, as well as the comments. Thank you, and let's get to what we have for today. In this episode, we have the continuation of the captivating confession from one of our brothers, who is a pastor from Ghana, who gave his name as John. John did share with us in the previous episode how he met this prophet who was doing serious miracles and they became friends. Now, he shares with us the kind of unthinkable things he has done and the consequences that he is facing now.
Please, whether you are in ministry, as a pastor, or as a fashion designer, or any kind of work that you do, I will plead with you to really listen to what I want to share with you. What I am doing, I am not doing it lightly, but then, I feel I should tell my story so that someone out there might use me as a lesson for his or her life. In this world, if you get money and fame, but deep within you, you are not okay, then whatever you have is not worth it. True wealth is when you are proud of the journey and the process you have been through. As you are listening to my story, when I visit the toilet, I see maggots in my ears. And my private part is severely paining me. As blood also comes out of it, anytime I try to urinate. I am weak inside out. I am dying. My conscience will never let me sleep. I feel I am gradually getting closer to my death. This whole problem is as a result of my association with a group. And the kind of rituals and sacrifices that I have done in order to be able to perform great miracles as a pastor. I have been doing a lot of rituals in order to help me come out of this thing. But the more I try, the harder it becomes. I remember when I had gone out in the night around 2 a.m. to sleep with this mad woman that I have been sleeping with in order to energize my powers. After sleeping with her, she said something that struck me. She said that, do I think I can be using her for my rituals and just go freely without anything happening? When I finished and was coming back home, I saw 3 dogs that were standing on the road facing me. I thought they would leave the road when I get close, but then the more I got close, the more they were looking eager to attack.
As part of our policy, I've made some editing to hide the identity. Please kindly subscribe, share and like our videos. Kindly hit the notification bell so you will be the first to get notification to our videos when we upload. Without wasting much of your time, let's go and listen to the story.
He laughed and told me that he can help me get to the same level that he is. If only I truly desire that gift. I did the program and didn't even get half of the number that he got. So, I went to him and told him I wanted to operate just as he does. He said that he just cannot lead me just like that. Unless he sees within himself that I am ready. So, he asked me to just continue my services, for he will let me know when he feels anything like that. After about 5 to 6 months, he now called me that he feels he should help me in order for me to also operate just as he does. But then, he told me that there are secrets to everything in this world. And that, he said I needed to know the secrets and do them so that the Spirit can flow in me. So, this was what I was to know. But then, how was I supposed to know if the person who knows how these things works is here and not teaching me about it? He told me that he was taking me to his spiritual father who will lay his hands on me so I can also receive such gift. But he cautioned me that there are things that you cannot do, and things that you will have to do when you get to operate in such realm. I had seen how this gift brings people under the feet of people. And so, I wanted to taste it and also be a part of it. So, I told him I was ready to go through anything in order to get this gift. He said that his spiritual father is someone who don't joke around, and he means business. So, he does not want to take me there and then I will be like I am not ready. I also told him that I won't disappoint him. I am serious about what I want. So, the day came and we had to travel to Benin. I didn't understand why there are many pastors in Ghana, but then, his spiritual father is all the way far in Benin. But then, he told me that he wanted someone outside of where he is because most of these pastors, when they mentor you and you are growing higher, they turn and start being jealous of you. We embarked on our journey to Benin. We got to the country late in the evening. So, my friend asked that we spend the night in a hotel, so that we can get up in the morning and get on our way to his spiritual father. In the room, he called his spiritual father and talked to him about what he had already told the man. I was given the phone and I spoke with the man. He said he would be waiting for us the next morning. We did book a hotel and we spent the night. The next morning, we were on our way again to meet his pastor. We got to the place and it was not a church, but rather a very big mansion. And this was a very beautiful one like that. Truth be told, back in my country I never thought of Benin to be a very beautiful place like that. But I was shocked to see these nice buildings in this country. We were given access to enter the house by this security guard after he made a call to the man to confirm if truly he was expecting us. On the compound itself, there were many guards, as well as many expensive cars there. So, I asked my friend if the man owns all of the cars. He said that the ones on the compound are not all the cars that the man owns. He said that he has another house that when you enter the house, you will be shocked as to the kind of cars you will see there. Someone came out of the main building to receive us. He gave us a seat and offered us something to drink. After some few minutes, the man came out to welcome us. He told us to forgive him because he was consulting the realm to know the kind of things and directions to do for me. I was even happier to hear him talk about even starting the work already. We had a brief conversation and we got to know each other. In our conversation, I asked about his church and he told me that he does not pastor a church. But then it is his son who has one of the biggest churches in the country. And he is behind him with prayers and directions that is perfect for his work. At this point, I felt I understood why my friend was operating that way. If his spiritual father's son owns one of the biggest churches in the country, then he will no wonder be able to operate that way. So, he told me that he has to give me some things to cleanse myself first before we can go before the spirits in order to ask for the grace and gift to operate in such a way that I was looking for. He gave me some mixtures of herbs which were soaked in water. I used the mixture to bath without sponge and water for 3 days. And even after pouring the water on myself, I was not to use towel to clean myself of the water. After the 2 days, I was then given some mixture which was in powdered form. I was to eat only this powdered mixture for 2 days. I was only mixing the powder with water and drinking it for the 2 days. All these things were preparations for me before I can ask for what I was looking for. All these things were done in his house. He had given me and my friend a room that we're staying. When all the cleansing and the preparations were done, he asked us to wake up at 1 a.m. the next day and follow him to a particular room at the far end on his compound. This room was built differently from the rest of the buildings on the compound. It was a mud house with some bamboo leaves as the roofing sheets. We entered the room and, in this room, there is this ancient lamp that was lit. He now told me that it is time to recite some words after him. We had sat down with our legs crossed and my tight palm on top of my left one. Just exactly as he had done. After reciting those words, he gave me something to swallow. This I can say, in all my life, it is something with the most disgusting scent I have ever come across. But then, I had already agreed to go through anything that he would take me through earlier before we started it. So, I had no choice than to do it. After that, he did cut my left hand 3 times and inserted some black thing in it. He now told me that I am ready to go out there and face the world with the powers that I have. I asked him if that is all. He said that he had already prepared and done the necessary things that were needed to be done earlier before we went to his place. And because of the things he made me do prior to what was done in the mud room, everything had been accepted and the energies are following me now. He asked me to go into another room which was also built with mud and wash myself and drink from the water that I will see there. He gave me some words that I will say as I wash myself with the water and also drink it. One thing I realized was that when we went to the house the first day, we were given only soup and meat without any proper food to eat. The bowl in which I was served was different from my friend's own. The man and my friend were eating from the same color type bowl, but mine was different. So, after taking in the meat and soup, it was as if I was not of myself. I was just happy and eager to get things done. I looked very focused and was very poised for everything that I was asked to do, which was very unusual. I am someone that no matter who you are, I will ask you questions before I go ahead with it. When everything was done and the man said that, before we leave for Ghana, there are some rules and the things that will be given to me to follow in order for the powers to continue to work. Now, in my sleep, something woke me up. It was like when you watch these zombie movies. That was how I was behaving like when I woke up. The thing leads me back into the room where the man had gone earlier. I was made to sit down and straighten my legs and hands. After a while of doing that, I realized I was lying down on my back on the ground. Then there was this strange creature that was hovering around the top of the room. Its voice had this echo feeling to it. What it told me was the thing that I don't speak about. It said to me that I was to sleep with madwoman at the very beginning and end of every month. That is the first day of the month and the last day of the month. This is the sacrifice I was to do before the powers were going to activate and push my name out there. I was led back inside the bedroom here my friend was. In the next morning, I told my friend about it. And it was there that he told me that he also sleeps with his own daughter twice every month. And when it happens that for some reason, he cannot do that, he has to also go out and look for a mad person and sleep with her. We went out of the room and it was our time to return back home. We asked of the man, and his servant told us that he has gone out. But then we called him and he said he is with us. For if we encounter anything, we should call him. On our way back home, I was pissed and angry. But then, I had already gotten myself involved in it. When we got back to Ghana, I called the man and wanted to ask for the ritual to be changed. But then, he told me that he cannot do anything about it. And warned me that my failure to do it means my death. So, this was my beginning of sleeping with mad woman twice every month. Because I had not waited upon the one that called me into his work. So, I remember my friend helped me find a mad woman on my first time of starting sleeping with her. We went to the market at around 1 a.m. and searched till we saw that one was fast asleep. So, he helped me hold her tight as I forced my way and slept with her. He helped me do this for almost about 3 months. What I started doing was that I started showing care towards mad people and buying them things. So, I go to them and pretend I love and care for them by giving them gifts. In so doing, they get closer to me, and then when it is me and you alone, I make my way and sleep with them. I had one this for close to a year and the church was now going on well. My auditorium was filled with members each and every time we have service. Money was not a problem at this point in life. But then deep within me, I was not feeling fine with the things I was doing. It got to a time that one particular mad person started coming to my church premises. She will stand there, and when they even sack her, she will return again. So I told my boys to bring her to me next time that she will come and stand there again. I am weak inside out. I am dying. My conscience will never let me sleep. I feel I am gradually getting closer to my death. Even though I have money in abundance, and when I stand on the altar to prophesy, it is as if the heavens are coming down. I remember one night, when I had gone out in the night around 2 a.m. to sleep with this mad woman that I have been sleeping with in order to energize my powers. After sleeping with her, she said something that struck me. She said that, do I think I can be using her for my rituals and just go freely without anything happening? When I finished and was coming back home, I saw 3 dogs that were standing on the road facing me. I thought they would leave the road when I get close, but then the more I got close, the more they were looking eager to attack. I stopped the car and was looking at them. After a while, I saw another car coming, and this made the dogs walk away from the road. I drove in a very top speed back home. When I got to my gate, there was this same mad woman I had got to have my way with in front of my house, saying she wants us to continue what we were doing at the marketplace. I asked my gateman to open the gate and I drove in. I told him to go back to his post. So, I sneaked out and brought the mad woman into the house. I hid her in one of the rooms, thinking that I will no longer be going to the market to do such things. I went to my room to take my bath, and when I returned to offer her some food, she was not in the room. I rushed back to the compound and asked if the gateman had seen any lady going out. He checked the door, and still the locks had not been opened. I rushed back into the room, and still she was not there. I searched everywhere in the house, but she was not there. That night when I went to bed, in my dream, I saw her again, and we slept together in the dream. She said something in the dream, that she was going to make my life a living hell, and after that take my life. I woke up and I saw blood coming out of my manhood when I had visited the washroom. It has continued, and the pains that I feel inside it is very serious. Especially in the night when after she comes to sleep with me in my dream. My manhood has shrunken and there are sores all over it. And the sores are beginning to come to the upper part of my body. I told my friend about it and he was also making similar complaints to me. We called the man and someone answered. We are told that the man had passed away and no one is still doing the things he was doing. So, they are still waiting for the spirits to pick someone. We asked if anyone there amongst his people can help us, but we were told that it only takes the one the spirits will pick to do rituals. Now my dreams have changed, and anytime I have a dream, this same mad woman will be laughing at me in the dream. Brother, please, this is my story. I honestly do not know what to do anymore. Because there are a lot of spiritual people that I have consulted and none seems to be able to solve the problem for me. I am only telling you my story so that your viewers and followers can know what is going on in the dark spaces. And how people are manipulated into some of these problems. Please, be you, and never think of becoming like somebody. Try and become your own self. There is something good in everybody. Please search for it. And that will pave the way for you to become who you truly want to be. Thank you for having a listening ear for me.
Please kindly subscribe, share and like our videos. Kindly hit the notification bell so you will be the first to get notification to our videos when we upload. Like I always say, these are not just stories for story's sake. They are meant for us not to make these mistakes our brothers and sisters are making. That's why we share these stories with you. I hope we've all learned something important from the story. In our quest to make it in life in our various workplaces. Please let's be mindful of the choices that we make. Because it can either make or unmake you in a long run. And also let us be mindful of some of the pastors that we always run to. Because you might not know where he has his powers from. And once the powers are from the evil one, and you worship in these kinds of churches, automatically, you are worshiping whatever he has allegiance to. Remember, life is not a race, where we all must fight to make it to the finish line in time. Our destinies are different, so choose how you live your life wisely. Thanks for being a part of this growing family. Kindly share your thoughts with us in the comment section below. And if you are new here, please subscribe, like and share. Stay blessed and be safe.